Hi, everyone. I'm Frank Malakote. I'm an anchor and reporter for Fox 2 KTVU here in the San Francisco Bay Area. My guest is Rakesh Tamabatula, who is the CEO of Quick Brands, which sells and develops medical grade skincare and beauty products. But his company, like many, has kind of turned on a dime, and they are manufacturing PPE, face masks, and hand sanitizers. And he says there's some big issues ahead. Let's say hi to Rakesh this morning. Good morning and good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Frank. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. I know Quick Brands is located in Southern California. Give us a little thumbnail sketch of what you do as a company.
Sure. So Quick Brands, under this, we have been operating with multiple brands under our umbrella. And we primarily have been into manufacturing of nutraceuticals and medical grade skincare products and devices. And we have always wanted to manufacture our products here, and most part of our nutraceuticals are manufactured in the U.S. And for a good part, we also have to make our products in China, and we understand the difficulties and the issues we always face with that. And given the scenario where we're having to make massive amounts of sanitizers and the face masks right now, and the challenges we're facing, I feel that we need to have good reliance on our domestic sources than to import parts of the products from other countries, or have to rely on other countries to supply us with the key materials.
So the chain of material that we need to make the masks and the sanitizers, there's just not enough here in the U.S. We have to go to Mexico. We got to go to China, import all this in. What goes into making a mask? What are the materials in that?
The face mask, especially the face mask used for the medical purposes, and it's technically equipment. It's considered medical equipment that filters out the unnecessary particles in the air. And in order to filter out the particles and still provide the user with good enough air to breathe in, you need to have specific materials that let the air to pass through, but still filter out all the particles in it, and particles to a size of up to 0.2 microns, which is barely even it's not visible to the human eye. And those are particles of that size are what are considered as the invisible danger right now. And these are the key materials that are made with specialized processes. And it's just not anyone or any company or anyone who who can make these.
And right now, the country that makes the most and also has the most raw materials is China, right?
That is correct. Yeah. Right now, given the specialized process, the specialized equipment that's necessary to make this, there are barely any suppliers in the U.S. who make this, and even the very few handful of suppliers who can make them, they're not able to meet the demand we have, the exponential demand that we are seeing in the past few weeks. And it's just ironic that we have to deal with supplies coming from other countries for key materials like this.
Has China been, have they been a good trading partner? Are they cooperative? I mean, they've got their own issues there as well, obviously.
Right. Well, they used to be a good trading partner, but in challenging times like this, they are not being very cooperative, or at least their government is not being very cooperative. They are restricting the exports going out of their country. And also there are many issues with, moderating the quality we're able to get from there. So there's always been very little transparency in terms of what they supply. For the most part, we have to rely on our own tests that we have to do once we get the products here. But yeah, to answer your question, China yeah, they're good at supplying at scale, but they're not good at supplying these at the quality we need.
How about Taiwan? Because I understand they can push out nearly 100 million a week of these.
Yes, yes,
They
there.
their borders down, have they not, in terms of exporting these out to the world?
Yes, there are some companies in Taiwan who are able to supply, but at the same time, all these handful of companies who supply a quality product, they're all booked up there. They're all supplying to some of these companies who have been ordering from them for ages, and they're just not able to keep up the demand from them.
How was your company able to kind of pivot at the drop of a hat? You've got a plant that's about to manufacture hundreds of thousands, if not millions of masks here shortly. Talk about that transition and how quickly and how difficult it was.
Yes, well, our company has been making hand sanitizers for a long time, and when the pandemic started, it wasn't hard for us to scale up on our manufacturing for the hand sanitizers, and we had obvious issues in that manufacturing as well. We had to import many products, many raw materials, including the bottles from China because we lacked the manufacturing for those here. But yeah, we were one of the very few companies who were able to see the demand happening, and we were prepared for that. And given our abilities to supply to the demand, we started working with many organizations at the government level and private companies and many healthcare companies as well. So while we were supplying our hand sanitizers to them, we got the need for that they asked us if we could help them with the supply of the PPE as well. And we kind of took it as a challenge, and in a matter of 3 weeks, we are setting up our own manufacturing plant here, and we see producing close to 100,000 masks every day.
My goodness. Now, that must be, I mean, you made the hand sanitizer, but the mask, were you making those prior to the pandemic?
Prior to that, we were not making them, and after the pandemic, in the beginning, we have been importing them from some very known very well established resources in China. But as I pointed earlier, there have been many restrictions imposed by the Chinese government on who can export the masks and how they're exported, or the volume they're exported. So seeing all those challenges, we knew that the best bet we have, the best bet America has right now is to manufacture them domestically and not to rely on any other country.
What are the logistics of just quickly manufacturing something new in a plant in a company that's making beauty products and other things? That's got to be kind of tough, I would imagine, right?
It's definitely tough. Well, if we were to start from scratch, it's tough. It's quite impossible to make it happen in a short period of time that we kind of did. But yeah, we had the basic infrastructure set up for that. We have our plant. We have the basic machinery and the clean rooms for that.
Mhm.
So for us, it was pretty much adding on some additional machinery to process the raw material and turn that into a mask. But quite frankly, a face mask is a very simple product. It's not way too complicated. The complication is pretty much in finding the right kind of raw material to make it an efficient equipment.
So a cloth mask is good for us in the public, but what you're producing can be used in hospitals and for medical staff, correct?
Absolutely, yes. A cloth mask is good enough to make sure you're not spreading the disease in case if you're down with the flu or someone has the virus. But the face mask, well, the respirators that we're making, those are to the standards of the N95, which are meant to filter out 95% of the particulate impurities in the air.
I know you don't have a crystal ball, but do you see I know a lot of our habits are going to change over the next months, perhaps years, maybe decades, maybe a generation, maybe forever. The way we greet people, the way we gather, the way we communicate back and forth. Do you see us wearing masks in public for weeks, months, years? You'll be making these for a while, I have a feeling.
Yes, we will be making this for a while, and the demand we have mainly is from the healthcare organizations and the state and the federal government. But I definitely see a need for this. I definitely see, based on how the COVID-19 has been spreading, and it kind of had gotten out of control, and it wasn't under control when everyone or most of the country was under the lockdown. Now, with the businesses reopening, the economy tending to reopen in the next few weeks, there definitely would be an increased need for this. And down the road, you know, hopefully the virus goes away soon, but we would see the need for social distancing, and also the need for wearing preventive or equipment like the face mask to protect against any potential threats from the COVID-19 or any other viruses. So people have gotten increasingly aware of using a device or a mask like this to protect them, to keep them safe. And I think just from the awareness they have right now, they tend to use this, even if they're not mandated to.
Right. I think we're getting used to them, believe it or not, in our new world. How long will Quick Brands continue to make them? As long as there's a demand, or is this something you'll continue to do down the road?
Well, definitely as long as there is a demand. But me as an inventor myself, I see there are many things that could be improved with the basic design. And my goal is to improve the design of this, make it more cost effective, user friendly, and we'll keep innovating. We'll keep coming up with newer products, and uh, we'll keep producing them. This is an opportunity that which we're kind of taking it as bringing some part of manufacturing back to the U.S. and as long as possible, as much as we can, we will keep producing.
As you sound the alarm about the raw materials that go in to create the mask, are people listening, do you think? Will we be able to kind of not depend on China and other countries to bring in these resources to build these things?
Yes, as good at it as it sounds, there are some key challenges. There's some key challenges in the supply chain. So, well, it starts with the raw material, not having the raw material here, or not having the capabilities to produce them here. So, we just need to focus on these key products, some of the key petrochemical products that we have the capability to produce here, but we just haven't emphasized on them. We just haven't focused on them, just because it's a few cents cheaper to produce it elsewhere. So I think if at least we start right now, we start to bring back those key industries back to the U.S. and start producing them here. There is need for them in many other sectors, not just the face masks. And there would be need for those. We could find many new applications for them, and we could increase the need and increase the production here. And I think it's very doable. It's very possible that we can cut a reliance on other countries and establish the manufacturing for those here.
Well, as my mom says, you soon forget the price, but never the quality. Sometimes it's okay to pay a couple extra pennies more if you're getting the right product. If Rakesh, if someone wants to get in touch with your company, how do they do it if they want more information?
Yes, they can go onto our website, qik.us, or they could look us up on the internet, search for Quick Brands or one of our brands, Quicksonic or Dr. J's Natural, and they'll be able to find us.
Well, keep up the good work. That's Rakesh Tamabatula from Quick Brands in Southern California. Pleasure chatting with you today, sir. Thank you.
You as well, Frank.
All right.
Pleasure's mine.
I'm Frank Malico with Fox here in the Bay Area. We'll send it back to you.